We've got RIP Takeoff. Hey, welcome all to a Sunday edition of the Self-Love Show. Tonight's topic is 187 bars. This is volume 6 of our series. RIP to all the guys. RIP to Lil Jojo. We're covering Lil Jojo, Jojo's World tonight. Condolences to his family. We always want to say stop the blicky, stop the violence, find another way. But you can cue the show when you're ready, production.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Fair use, 1976. Phone lines are open.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
All the way through the show.
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be clear and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self-Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Get in that rabbit hole.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Can you handle the truth? Truth shall set you free. Dessert. Stop talking. Snitching on yourself. Yes, sir. Self-love. Vision. I've got two who can see. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Super Bowl edition. Chi-Town's very own, the Self-Love Show. We got two mottos. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. All praise due to the Most High, the ancestors, and my beloved late Mama Sky. Big, big ups. Motto number two is as above, so below. Right now, we can be found Malcolm exclusively on this YouTube channel. This Ain't That Network, or TATN. TATN. Yeah. Here's your co-host, 9 Millie, also known as one of the selves. What down, what down, what down, Chi-Town, what down all? Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. Today is Sunday, February 12, 2023. We live and live in color. It's about 2:15 p.m. in the Chi. And as always, we love to acknowledge that you cats can be any place and at any time in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Here together. Come big to go. What down, what down, what down, brother Wordsmith? What you manifesting today, sir?
As always, love, now you know me. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, unfiltered, unfettered. Some say tough, some say harsh. But love just the same, Brody. Love just the same.
No doubt.
What's been going on in your neck of the Chi since we last connoitered, Brody?
Man, we had a wonderful weekend last weekend.
Yeah, with the billionaire Bob Johnson.
Yeah,
BET
that was-
founder,
whew.
Charlotte Hornets.
Man, outstanding speech, bro. I mean, incredible. Can't say enough about it. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Man, knowledge will prevent one from being a slave. And, he dropped a lot of jewels. So definitely big ups to OG Bobby Johnson, Beta Nuke, for stepping up to the plate, coming back and talking to the brothers. But I concur, bro. Extremely motivational.
Facts.
All facts, all facts. Y'all getting some good weather over there too, huh?
Man, it's 50 degrees today, bro. It's feeling great out there.
Yeah, it was like 2 when I got there, but then I brought some heat with me because it started warming up.
Yeah, it's been pretty much warm ever since.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so what to expect for anybody who hasn't enjoyed the Self-Love Show. Our new time is going to be every Sunday at 2 p.m. Central. That's 12 p.m. Noon time here on the left coast. This is going to be our regular time moving forward until further notice. Big ups to Inglewood, Cali. Big ups. What to expect? We always kick it off with the self-love show quote of the day. And then we have our more growth and development video, our more growth and development video. That's our platform. It's what we're standing upon. And then, of course, we always unpack a short video. Tattoo tyranny is what we call it. Self-love in the chat and I will unpack the video under fair use, and we'll determine if our government did right or if they did wrong. Of course, we have our dome teaser. Your mind is an awful thing to waste. It's literally a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So we'll run a riddle. We'll give you the question or the riddle at the top of the show. If you guys solve it, type it in the chat. If you don't solve it, I'll be there to give you the answer to today's riddle towards the end of the show. Tonight's topic, very serious topic, 187 bars. We contend that being a member in the rap industry is literally the most dangerous job potentially in the world, definitely in America. When you look at the analytics behind it, this is volume 6, and we're kicking it off. Volume 6 is going to be with about Lil Jojo. I went down a rabbit hole on this. Extremely interesting, and once again, rest in peace to Jojo, and condolences to his family out there. And then we always wrap it up with my personal favorite part of the show, and that's where this brother to my right, he go ahead and summarizes everything off the top of the dome, off the rip, all right, impromptu, if you will. And it's a bit of genius. That's called Wordsmith's Final Words out there.
No doubt.
But first, any announcements, brother?
Yes, I do. Great announcements. The link is in chat. House Stock 2023, where we're having a glamping event. 3 days of camping with house music. It's going to be off the chain, off the meter. It's going to be so much fun. Better be there. That's all I got to say about that one. Registration is starting, so it's 15% off. So get at it.
15% off. So it's like Woodstock was like a rock music fest.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining you got a bunch of house DJs. They're going to play the joint. Everybody's going to be out there pitching a tent and doing their thing, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds like, that sounds great. What are the dates on that, bro?
June 23rd to the 25th.
All right, y'all got it. 6/23 to the 25th. You're getting 15% off. If you mention that you were referred by the Self-Love Show, you may get an additional percentage off, but no one's confirmed that with me. But definitely mention that for better considerations and first class treatment, red carpet treatment, all the way. Mention the Self-Love Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my announcements, bro, is basically, stop the violence. Bullets are boomerangs. Let's stop killing our brothers.
You have to stop it.
Gotta stop it. It takes a lot to create life, takes a second to end life. We can only imagine, with Biggie Smalls or Jojo would have been today, had they not, their lives been, snuffed out like that. So that's along the lines of what we're covering. Also, we need about 40 more subscribers, and then me and the lovely wife are going to go ahead and jump out of an airplane. I'm going to skydive. I'm going to poop my pants. I'm going to record everything. So let's get this link out there. Let's put it on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Let's get this out there because this messaging is about saving one individual who could ultimately become, the next Bob Johnson, if you will.
Facts.
All right, so enough of my yapping. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Self-Love Show. Today, we're unpacking 187 Bars, Dead Rappers, Volume 6, Lil Jojo. Greatly appreciate you being here. As always, we have a very important video for you to check out. It's the More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self-Love Nation off of. And as always, before that, we have the Self-Love Show quote of the day. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender. Once again, death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender. And that's by Tupac. And check this out. I'll be right back. Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9,
Nina Ross.
to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing the gap. Closing the gap.
Yes, sir.
A man was shot and killed after police say he fired several rounds at a...
Yes, sir.
Number 10
And
on
number
the platform.
10 is protect our men, our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
In that order. By any means necessary. Facts. So, in case you cats missed it last week, the Self-Love Show,
Week before
we
last.
broke it was a week before last, because last week we were kicking it with the billionaire, first black billionaire in history of Mensa Musa, and so the history of America, we should say.
Yeah.
So big ups on that. But we covered a powerful topic: fathers' rights and wrongs.
Man, it was full of information, like every other self-love show. If you're having some issues or whatever, even if not, if you're just interested, curious, you should go ahead and pull that up and check it out.
Facts. Knowledge is freedom, people. We had input, from males and females in the chat. I thought we, as a solution-based podcast, I thought we, provided solutions as well. We're going to ask you to peer down that abyss. Just warning, when you stare at the abyss will stare back at you. But peer down
Facts.
peer down that abyss and go down that rabbit hole. You can find it right here on This Ain't That Network. The video is up and posted through perpetuity. But self-love, did you see the video 12 and laser tag?
I'm not sure. I stay pretty much unplugged.
That's all right. Big ups to Inside Edition, fair use, and big ups to production. We got a video queued up for you. And big
A
ups to the
man was
chat.
shot and killed after police say he fired several rounds at a state police helicopter. This is video released by Michigan State Police. The man, who has not been identified, was believed to have been living in an abandoned home. The chopper was on patrol when the suspect began shining a green laser at it. After police say the helicopter was hit by the laser a few times, they say he walked out of the house and fired several rounds towards the chopper, which was not hit.
Yeah, he's shooting at us right now. He's firing rounds.
Police have not said whether the man was shining a laser pointer at troopers or if it was the laser scope of a gun. After that encounter, troopers paid a visit to the house. As they approached, they say the man came outside and began firing a gun at them. Troopers say they returned fire and the man was killed. At this time, detectives have not identified a motive in the shooting. The investigation will be submitted to the prosecutor for review once complete. This is Inside Edition Digital.
All right, self-love. You got the pink man out there pointing lasers at helicopters, and then he pointed a gun at 12 allegedly, and he got smoked. What are your thoughts?
I mean,
What are
that's.
your thoughts on this?
I think that that's kind of what happens when when you do that, eh? If you're shooting at somebody, especially the police, I think they have the right to protect themselves. I don't,
Yeah, we wouldn't be having any balance if we didn't present, some occasions where we can back law enforcement here, as much as it hurts my heart to do it.
Hey, when they're right, they're right.
Yeah, if their assessment is accurate, right? Again, had he pointed his gun at me, you know what I mean? That's usually I put myself in the other people's shoes. I may or may not have smoked them too. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Maybe he was doing suicide by cop. Who knows?
that was my initial thought too. Suicide by 12. So, seems pretty cut and dry here. So, fella.
We don't do
right.
that very often.
Yeah, we don't get the thumbs up 12 very often. We're going to unpack. We're going to have a show where we unpack Tyree Nichols' self. But
oh, my God.
Yeah, we got some guests lined up. But we'll save that discussion for another day. All right. So, we have our Lenny B say peace to the gods.
Lenny B.
Yeah, Lenny B. Y'all subscribe to his channel. It's Lenny B-E-E. And he should be what do you call that? He should have a blue jacket. But subscribe to his channel. His channel is growing. It's growing fast.
It's great interviews.
Great interviews. It's not a bunch of nonsense. He's not glorifying the street life, but he's giving it the respect that it deserves, would you say?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the interviews. It's great perspective and point of view.
Facts.
And he sat with us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he sat with the Self-Love Show. You guys can, learn his background, his lifestyle. Just check TATN and type in Lenny B and it'll pop up. But definitely subscribe to this brother's channel. Very proud of what he's doing out there. But now, what if they were pink? What if they were black? I don't know if this qualifies, but we got another video production is queued up for us here. And this one is backdoored. A lot of these drill rappers talk about, getting backdoored by your homie or your cousin or, your babe. So this one's called Backdoored by Your Best Friend out there. Big ups to Inside Edition.
It sounded like one of those goofy headlines. It couldn't possibly be real, but it was. Les Trent on the tragic freak accident in which a man was killed when a dog stepped on a loaded rifle.
What?
Yeah,
Dog bites man. You see headlines like that all the time. But dog shoots man? That's a rare one, but cops say it happened to this guy, 30-year-old Joseph Smith. Smith was in the passenger seat of his buddy's pickup truck. In the back, hunting gear and a rifle and a dog. According to the police, a K9 belonging to the owner of the pickup stepped on the rifle, causing the weapon to discharge. Smith was fatally shot in the back. It's not known who owned the gun.
His friend is absolutely beside himself.
Chris Brown is Smith's boss at a plumbing business in Wichita, Kansas. He says this photo shows Smith with his own beloved dog, Ruger. How do you process losing somebody that close to you in circumstances this bizarre?
That was his dog, not the dog that killed him.
I don't quite understand why we would ever lose Joe in such a strange way.
Smith's family is outraged that the circumstances of his death are leading to some insensitive commentary on social media. Did the dog have a hunting license also, goes one snarky remark. And this, I believe the dog had been planning this for some time.
To any of those people, I would say shame on you.
A GoFundMe account has been set up for the dead man's family. We've got details on that over at InsideEdition.com.
Condolences. But I'm calling.
Yeah, no. Well, let me go there with you. Condolences to his family and rest in peace. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'm calling hogwash.
Well,
I'm investigating the owner of the truck.
You know,
dog steps on the gun and shoots him in the back. It's sounding very, very fishy to me. I mean, it shot through the door. I mean, how did this happen? Just in the back as well.
Well, I had a snarky comment on that YouTube video, and I got pushed back by the woke people. My comment was to the effect of, it ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. And so it's quite possible that Ruger thought that the man was taking him out there to put him out to pasture.
It wasn't Ruger that hit him. That was his dog. His dog name was Ruger. The picture, it wasn't even his dog that supposedly shot him. It was his friend or whoever who had the truck. They showed a picture of him with his own dog. His own dog was Ruger. And I know that was kind of crazy the way they put that in there, but it made it seem like that was the dog. He got shot by his own dog.
All right, well, whoever dog it was, maybe the dog thought that, how you take the dog out there and you shoot him in the back of the head, put him out of his misery. Maybe the dog, so I got a lot of pushback from that. And then the last part of my comment was, what do you do with the dog? I'm thinking maybe send it to Michael Vick's dog training camp.
TATN.
TATN. Big ups to Michael Vick. But you raise a good point. If this is some sort of colored, that was the pink man, rest his soul.
Yeah.
I think the investigation would have been a little more thorough because the thought you had was my initial thoughts. Like, wait a minute, something smells fishy.
Yeah, it still does. It's no way I can get around that.
Well, if the gun wasn't on safety, you know what I mean? The dog puts his paw on that thing and shoots him in the back out there.
And it didn't really say what kind of gun it was either, so.
I think it was a hunting rifle.
Okay, that would go through the door. Car door.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Wakil, big ups Wakil. He said that the event is June 23rd through the 25th. It's going to be epic.
Facts.
And Lenny B said he was stupid, black or white. Rest his soul, Lenny B. You know what I mean? And I think he was talking about, he's talking about the laser guy.
Oh, yeah, the laser guy. You're right.
Agreed. Wakil said, 9, you would have smoked him like a good blunt. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Can't shoot him with my fingers out there. Lenny B said, y'all was good motivation for what I'm doing. I appreciate you, brothers. Hey, respect, brother.
Yeah, love, honor, respect.
Yes, sir. We'll see you at the crossroads, so you won't be lonely. See you at the crossroads, you won't be lonely. See you to the moon. Tonight's show, we're covering. This is our series. It's called 187 Bars. You see what we did out there? 187 Bars. This is volume 6. I know we did Biggie Smalls, we did Tupac, we did Big L, we did Jam Master Jay.
Scott LaRock.
Oh, Scott LaRock, he's dead. And I'm missing one, but this is number 6, Lil Jojo. We're gonna double back and do Blood Money next. Should have done him on this show, but because he was before Jojo, I do believe. But at any rate, rest in peace to Lil Jojo, and you guys respect the living. Also, respect the dead out there. Those are our ancestors. So that's our point of view over here on the Self-Love Show. All right, what's going on? I got a lot of stuff going on my phone here. There he is. Self-Love. Schizo the Lyrical. All righty. So let's go ahead and get to our dome teaser. Today's riddle. We want to get the show wrapped up, give you guys time to get to your Super Bowl parties or what have you. Drink responsibly, you know what I mean? Get home to your families. But tonight's dome teaser, here we go, self-love, into the chat. If you've got the brain, if you've got the wherewithal, type it in. You may type in something that's not right. We may get snarky and, make comments. But it's okay. You're using your brain to matriculate, a potential answer. So we welcome all answers. So here we go. Self-love in the chat. What gets easier to pick up the heavier it gets? What gets easier to pick up the heavier it gets? We don't have a thumbs up from self-love out there. One more time to the chat. He's got a thumbs up out there. What gets easier to pick up the heavier it gets? Oh, look at self-love. Brother Wordsmith is back in business. He's typed in his answer in our personal chat here. I will say he's 100% correct. Let's see if anybody in the chat's got the wherewithal, the mind power to come up with this. So big ups. All right, brother, enough of the appetizers.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, production. Go ahead and roll that promo video, and then we're going to talk a little Jojo, rest his soul. Boy, that BDK song, I was like, whoa, you can do that in the shot now?
But we BDK. Feet on the block, damn that every day.
You know how many times you never heard of nobody until somebody murked them?
Yeah.
Man. You're nobody.
So y'all remember this right here, right? That's Lil Reese. And that's Jojo talking crazy to him. And that's Little Reese said, I'ma drill you.
So yeah, we just want to wrap this up real quick with the theories on our overriding theory on this series we're doing. I'll just break mine down. That it appears is that these artists are worth more dead than alive.
Well, that's actual fact.
So what brings us to this video is 2012, Lil Jojo was drilled. And after 10 years, his video just surfaced. Let's jump right into this shit. So right here, you see Lil Jojo coming around the corner, and he's on a bike, like they always said, but he wasn't riding the bike, he was on the handlebars. And right there, you can see he's looking back because this car is actually tailing him. And they're getting a little nervous because they see somebody's tailing them. So let's just run that back just a little bit for y'all. And we're going to hit play, and we're going to go right back into that. So right here, you see Lil Jojo and a homeboy of his. He's looking back. They're looking because you see this car frantically driving to try to catch them, which appears to be a silver Taurus.
And analytically, maybe some of these record companies, quote unquote, are gangsters. I know they said Quincy was a gangster, and I don't want to just point out the black ones because there was a lot of Italians and white ones.
Tommy,
yeah.
Quote from Michael Jackson: Tommy Mottola is the devil.
And what was that one? Clive. I think they don't take
Davis.
it. Tommy Mottola.
That was the one that
lives on Tommy Mottola. Yeah, Mike did say that. Yeah, and Prince wasn't beefing with black folks. He lost his artist.
It's not a whole lot of black ownership over the major artist.
Maybe he'll sign up. So we'll go down. You know, Blood Money, that's Chief Keef's cousin. So we're going to cover all of these. These cats are signing, and shortly after they sign, when they got a bonus they're coming, they just get the bonus. Whack!
We got two who can see.
We can go down the line. FBG Duck, we'll get to that. Rest his soul as well.
Yeah,
we're going to.
Do you still have them?
Got mine.
Still getting my voice back over the past weekend, fam.
I know that's right.
All right, production, you can cut it. So y'all don't know the purpose of this program is to tell our unfiltered history. It's solution-based. We're all about lessons, not lectures. We want to give the story from the progenies to our progeny, from the horse's mouth. These aren't, usually our guests aren't, handpicked by, the powers that be. So that's the purpose of this show. Tonight, our topic is 187 Bars, Volume 6, featuring R.I.P. Lil Jojo, rest in power, my man. We're going over the blurred lines between art and membership. We're going to, break down who Lil Jojo was, the legend of Lil Jojo, that song you just heard, BDK, why he dropped that, and for you guys who may not know, when you put a K at the end, that means killer. And it's like an ultimate form of disrespect for those living that lifestyle. So it'd be like if your last name is Davidson and somebody's saying, Davidson K, Davidson K, Davidson K. So we're going to get into that. We're not 12. We're not these online sleuths. But we're going to talk about some theories that's been on the internet over who killed Lil Jojo, because as most of these brothers that we're covering, their murders have gone unsolved. So that's tonight's show breakdown. This is interactive. We welcome all activity from the chat. Keep it respectful, please. The call-in lines are open. That number's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
Facts. Once again, it's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Absolutely, positively, troll free.
Standard rates and messaging rates may apply.
Trolls get holes round here.
Trolls get holes. Yeah, I'll be your dingleberry. Yeah. So what we're asking, if you don't feel comfortable, putting in your questions or comments in the chat, you can text that line, you can call with any question or comments. We'll put you live on air. We don't have to reveal who you are, but as Self-Love has said, trolls do get holes. We will make you famous, and I will be your dingleberry. Anybody who knows me, I'll be that guy.
Let's go viral.
Yeah, let's go viral. We don't have any strikes pending on YouTube, Self, huh? Troll K. Troll K. Troll K.
YouTube K.
All right. So, Delph Love, before the fame, what's known about Jojo, Lil Jojo? Before, like, he had 1 year of rapping, which we'll get into. He got changed real early in the rap side of it. But
Yeah.
what do you know about his life and his lifestyle up to like age 17?
Well, he was very young, and his father went to prison, and
On an attempt murder.
yeah, and he was locked up for I think 13 years or something. So it was some rough times, some very lean times for him and his family. They he ran the streets as a result, and he
Yeah, they said he was about that life.
for real.
Yeah. Wasn't into rapping. Early on, his big brother was the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have different moms, but they were raised together.
Real tight.
Right.
And it was I think a Lil Durk song that prompted his rap career, because they're set.
Yeah, can anybody type the name of the Lil Durk song? It's L something. Can't think of the name of it. I hadn't heard it, but yeah, he dissed their set, and then Jojo said he's gonna go into the lab, and so we'll definitely get there. So that's why the young man made the BDK song,
right,
which means Black Disciple Killer.
Facts.
I know I heard it, and I think I asked you, like, what's going on in Shy?
I didn't hear it until he got killed.
Maybe it was then, because I know when I heard it,
I was like, whoa. Real talk. I was like, whoa.
It's not justifying it. No one should die from a record.
Yeah.
But just knowing the politics of the city. I mean, it's tough to come in a party like just saying that.
Better be the right party to even play that.
So, to your point, Dirk dropped a song, mentioned his set. I know he wasn't from, Lil Jojo wasn't really from around there. I think he used to be over there. Man, what's those homes over there, Self, on 95th, right off the, I've been back there and got a bag of weed.
Princeton Park.
Yeah, I think he used to be over there, man. Yeah, I went over there and got a bag of weed and knew it was a bad idea. Forgot who I was with. I think I was with Ella and the guys. I mean, it was good. We got in and got out, but I was like, I won't be coming back through here.
Yeah, I graduated from 8th grade. Resurrection is right on 93rd and Wentworth.
Okay.
Right
yeah, I just remember a lot of those guys used to mill around the Red Line, the 95th station.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll take your Gucci belt. Not mine, but thank
Right.
God. But they take your stuff. You know what I mean? Harass you before they put a police station right there.
If you're a victim, yeah, they would get you.
Yeah, catch you lacking or slipping, as we used to say back in the day. So yeah, now that put a major target on his back. I saw an interview by his uncle who said that the family didn't even know about the track, to your point, until after JoJo was murdered, bro.
Yeah. I wonder how it, who heard it and how it got out. Oh, YouTube. That's right. That's exactly why it was YouTube.
Oh yeah, it went viral.
Yeah.
It went viral.
100% YouTube. Yep.
Pretty ballsy. His beef was with a certain set of BDKs, those cats around Old Block, which is on like 63rd and King, Parkway Gardens around there.
Yep. That's what Old Block is in Parkway Gardens.
Right. So his beef was specific.
And
right.
He went at the whole thing.
Correct. We're in a fraternity. Somebody has beef with a specific chapter, and then they make a song, K-A side K, K-A side K, which put a major target on his back.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
He was from over. He hung a lot over where he got killed at, though. He was in that area a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's what is JoJo's world is over there, not in Princeton Park.
Well, that's all facts. After he was murdered,
Brick City or something. I think it was Brick something. That was the name of it before he got killed.
Yeah. As Sharuka said, it's Huckleberry. What did I say? I'll be your Huckleberry. Didn't I say Huckleberry?
Not sure.
I thought I said I'd be your Huckleberry. Well, that's what I mean. I'll be your Huckleberry. And you see, Sharuka, we changed the music on the video. We added the BDK song because normally we've got our standard track running in the background of the promo video. So we do listen to the women folk from time to time.
Very much appreciate your support.
That's right. That's right. 100%. So you guys like, share, subscribe. So we broke down what he did. We covered the BDK song, which, we feel like put a target on his back, maybe even a hit. I don't know the specifics. But you were just talking about his set. What set was JoJo claiming, and who were their ops? Not counting 12, because 12 is all our ops.
I think it was Brick City or something. I think
Brick Squad.
Brick Squad. Okay.
Yeah, it was Brick Squad, and certain people in the Chi used to refer to Gangsta Disciples as bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? They embrace that. I see, like the way we've done the N-word. Brick City.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, because I thought it was a little a trip at the bricks. I'm like, oh, that shocked me a bit.
That's like Hook City or Vicky Lou City. You know what I mean?
Oh, Sharika said you said Dingleberry.
Oh. I did say that. And speaking of Dingleberry, this show is not sponsored by Uncle Nearest. Black owned, operated, producer of Fine Scotch. It's not being sponsored by, but we're putting it out there in the universe. If you're looking for a good fine Scotch, go ahead and get your bottle of Uncle Nearest.
Is that Scotch? This is whiskey, isn't it?
It's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah, Scotch
Bourbon.
is made in Scotland. That's the thing. Yeah, that's what Scotch is. Scotch is made in Scotland.
All right. Well, it's a fine bourbon.
Everything else is whiskey. Yeah, bourbon whiskey. Yep.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to be, Huckleberries.
Yeah, it can't be the Dingleberry.
Yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry. That's right, Sharuka. I'll be your Huckleberry. Well said.
I couldn't remember what you said, but I didn't think it was Huckleberry.
Just solve the riddle. So brilliant. Solve the dome teaser. But there was some beef. I know Jojo, rest his soul, is a legend. Like, he was there right at the tip of the drill scene, right as it was getting started, and cats get right on the internet and drop their locations and things of that nature, and his demise actually, in my eyes, propelled the drill scene a bit to a whole nother level.
Could be. I mean, he dropped his location, and that.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
That's crazy.
All right, y'all. Stand by. Y'all know this means we'll be back.
Yo. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all know how it is. What we do. It's the Self-Love Show. Today, 187 bars. Lil Jojo broke down his early life and how he got into rapping, why. Going to expand the conversation and get into more information. We'll be right on back. Got some great videos for you to check out. So, see you in a short bit. Check these videos out.
Yeah, I'll type the riddle in the chat, Israel.
It's halftime. No one had used less clues, man.
No, he verified. He's a Chi-Town cat. That's for damn sure.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, bro,
yes, sir.
Hey, Scooter. Hey, if you ain't got nothing else for us, bro, we don't kick no silverbacks out, man. And Self-Love and I, we appreciate you doing this, sir.
Man, appreciate y'all for giving me the opportunity, man. So
love, honor, respect.
Hey, big ups, and bro, show yourself out, and we love you for this, bro.
Man, appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me, man. Been an honor. Scooter chose, be looking out for that new album. Part 2, Wonder Years, another classic, bro. All Our Tears, we coming. Check me out, download the first one, and man, follow me on Instagram at Scooter Chose on all platforms.
Can you provide the Self-Love Nation with any colloquialisms, meaning sayings or quotes that either you live by, that may have been provided by elders, ancestors, or even homie the creep? Any words of wisdom that they might have been laying on y'all while y'all was growing up that you'd like to share with the nation, bro?
I was Well, growing up, I was just I was grounded in a lot of spirituality on both sides of my family. You know, and my family is from the South, so you know I got to experience that hospitable side of humanity down there in the South, man. And you know, I would just say, you know, you got to be respectful and you know, never give up on yourself, and just, you know, believe in what you want to do, and be respectful with it. It's just all about respect and family and love. That's what I experienced when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's well said. You know, because this is, you know, good for a historical point of view. So I mean, I know there would have been, you know, street activity, gang activity, but it sounds like you had a solid foundation, solid family, and everything kept you grounded. But you know, like, were guys, you know, running around with bags of money and doing stuff like this back then?
Well, hey, but don't get it wrong. You know, I'm right there on 64th and Bishop, and you know,
Yes,
I got
sir.
my family. I got 3 different sides of my family that's tapped in, like
Yeah, you
for
right
real,
off
for
the
real.
tray. Right off the tray.
You know, for real. But you know, not just in Inglewood, but just, you know, my family period just spanning, you know, around Chicago. But yeah, it's definitely you know, you definitely had some street tribes, you know, in Inglewood, you know,
Yes, sir.
growing up. But I you know, I was just blessed to, you know, have that grandma, man,
Yes.
grandma, my auntie, man, I love my auntie for, you know, what she helped me out with as far as growing up
Big
to be
ups.
a young man. But my grandma, man, she took care of everybody kids, man. She took care of everybody kids. I went to school every day from her house. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was my grandma, man. My grandma is a wonderful woman. She had like 9 kids or something. Man. But yeah.
Okay.
No doubt,
All right.
no doubt.
I'm gonna throw it to self-love.
Yeah, I got that Cherokee and Choctaw blood myself from down Mississippi. Yeah. All right. Who do you credit for helping you to rise above environmental stressors as a child?
I talk to my mom a lot. I talk to my mom a lot about stuff. You know, me and my mom talk about stuff, man. And she gives me a woman point of view. And
We've got 3 who can see.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
I've got mine.
So do I. Welcome back. The Self-Love Show. Today, we're unpacking our series. 187 Bars, Dead Rappers, Volume 6, Lil Jojo. We're gonna get to it, expand conversation. That's just how it goes.
Hey, so I typed the riddle in the joint. What gets easier to pick up the heavier it gets? Sharuka and Self Love said a woman. That is, in fact, correct. Sharuka says she hates that one. I said, but you know the answer. You knew the answer. And she said, because of the jerks I know. She could have said a man. You know what I mean?
Doesn't apply the same.
Let's see. Yeah, easy. Yeah, that was more of a joke, but it was, in fact, a riddle. So big ups to you guys. Just wanted to let you guys know we have some awesome guests that we're working with, lining up for the show in the coming week. So definitely be on the lookout for it. Movers and shakers, entertainers, things of that nature. So we'll keep bringing you the quality, uncut. Can you say quality, uncut content on YouTube?
Yeah, definitely,
All right.
definitely.
Yeah, we'll keep bringing you the quality, uncut content. Big ups to Trife Mac from the Wild Wild, Anywhere, official video. Y'all can check that out. And also you can check him out because he sat with this show. But we're going to jump into the second half so we can wrap it up. I know a lot of you cats want to watch the Super Bowl. And speaking of Super Bowl, what you got in the game, Sal?
I don't have a dog in the fight. You know me.
Come on.
I don't.
Who's going to win the game? Come on.
I don't know. I didn't pay close enough attention to these two teams. I know that it should be epic for what I have seen last couple of weeks.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going with Sideshow Bob, a.k.a. Sideshow Mahomes, in KC. The line, I think, the last line was like 1.5 or 2 points for Philly.
It's so close.
Yeah, and so my final score is going to be 30-27. And
Epic
that's gonna,
game.
Yeah, and I'm going with KC. That's my prediction. Right now, I'm 9-1, predicting the playoffs. So if you had to put your mortgage or your rent money on it,
who'd you fault on?
That damn was it the Giants? Yeah, the Giants beat the brakes off of Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
that was the one I missed at Minnesota. So
I expected that one.
Yeah, I should have known better. Picking Cousins.
And breakout year, you know what I mean? Get out there. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Team gets out there and everybody, why they're out there, they're playing great and blah, blah, blah. And and first round, second round, he out of there.
Facts. All right, you guys, like, share, subscribe. Tonight's about little Jojo. Rest in peace, young man, who's now an ancestor. So, put some respect on his name. But self-love, you're in the music industry. Banging online and on wax. I remember having a conversation when I first moved to LA with a young guy. May or may not have been a blood, but he was a rapper, and I was telling him how, banging on wax is whack. In Chicago, we just consider that whack. When we were coming up, we didn't have the online, here's my location, this and that, meet me here.
Yeah.
But the banging online and on wax, who's responsible for this? How did it occur? What are your comments on this?
Not exactly sure where it started or what have you, but soon as people got these social media platforms, namely, I don't seem like I remember it before, like Facebook. I don't know if there was Twitter. I know Twitter was out there, but I don't know if there were Twitter people arguing on Twitter like that back and forth.
Twitter beef.
Yeah, then YouTube. So yeah, these social media platforms have made a lot of people tough. A lot of people talk crazy over the internet, because they're far away. You know what I mean? You don't know where they are, and you don't know who you're talking to or where they are. And so,
yeah, but these cats were
embracing a lot of people.
But they were like right in the next neighborhood from each other. They knew where they were.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it made a lot of people tough over the internet.
Yeah,
because of the social media and internet. These people knew each other and they were aiming at each other. And I'm like, why do you even have their social media? Your ops. I guess that's why.
So like even the banging on wax part, you as a producer and an artist, like I'm saying in the 90s, that was considered taboo to say the least, but whack.
Yeah.
So could it be that the record companies, people would launch record companies that was all about the mob, whatever side you're on, and then that perpetuated this banging on wax?
Well, if this is true about the meeting that the guys and people went to that had them looking to invest heavily in private prisons, then it could make absolute sense that this is what they promoted and what they wanted to promote. They wanted a prison factory, death factory.
Well, yeah, I mean, it got to the point, bro, where even like here in LA, because I was here for a lot of that time, then I moved back to the Chi during the drill. They'd be like, yeah, you can't listen to this song in that neighborhood. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm rolling. Like,
yeah, I mean, like you said, that Jojo song, you can't play that at every party. And if you rolling, you're best not playing that if you don't know where you're rolling.
So how does that help the artists?
Those artists, well, when he made that, he didn't care. He didn't make that about going viral or get paid. He didn't make that for that. He made that BDK. He didn't, you know what I mean? So yeah. But it went viral and he was going to be picked up and made major. Just like Chief Keef. I don't like.
Right.
Just saying. They was about to pick him up.
We got to get his uncle on the show. I got to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Chief Keef's original manager.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he's willing to say, but I'd like to get him on the show. Sosa.
Yeah.
So, I can remember, because you didn't have an ear for any of that.
I did not.
But there were some songs that were just catchy. Now, I'll be first to tell you, I don't remember rolling around listening to BDK. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sliding down, the blocks. But so to your point, you were saying that he just made that as a response to a diss record. And so we didn't really get into it. He was
to
only
a diss in a song. It wasn't even a diss record. It was a diss in a song.
Correct.
Right.
Where somebody mentioned Dirk.
Yeah.
Mentioned.
Yeah. Mentioned him, man. He went hard.
But they did say he was about that life.
Yeah.
Livewire. Official. So, I mean, if there's any young ones out there, I would suggest probably want to stay away from that. You know, he started rapping at that time and was catching on, bro. He had other songs, man, that like
Yeah,
he
he
had a
caught
natural
right on.
yeah, he had
Yeah.
a natural talent. He had a charisma. You know what I mean? He had that Chi-Town swag.
I mean, he was tight with his brother. His brother was already rapping, so you know what I mean. That probably helped if he was around when he's doing everything and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That probably helped. He probably had a feel for it for what he was doing. But yeah, to never have done anything before and come up with that like that, that's yeah.
Bro, it was some females beefing outside my window the other day. And the female was just on the phone like, drop your location. Drop your location. I'm
Right.
come over there and F you up. Drop your location. Eventually 12 showed up. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I can't say what I would have done if in the 90s I could tell some op, drop your location. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I would have done it or not. It seems like bad idea jeans.
It's dumb.
You know, seems like bad idea jeans. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I still would say banging online and on your record, I would still, in my personal opinion, say it's whack.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got some guy like me trying to listen to your music, and I pull up to the wrong 7-Eleven or corner store, and I'm an op.
Yeah. Period.
You know, I would hope they would say, hey, you know, don't play that around here. You know, cut that thing down. You know what I mean?
This culture, yeah, they don't really do that. They think you're doing it on purpose to diss.
Well, how could the above, how could what we're discussing, how could that be both a blessing and a curse for 12? The online banging, the banging on records. How is this a blessing and a curse for law enforcement? Elliot.
Well, they a lot of people tell on themselves on record.
Man, they give their street name, they give
Yep.
their block.
Yeah, and they give descriptions of crime.
Correct.
Specific crimes. You'd be like, what the you?
Well, the reason I asked that is because I feel like 12 may have had their hand in promoting the drill music.
Well, we know that it's inspiration for the labels to promote it. So, I mean, we also know that most of the social media was started by spooks and 12s. They heavily involved in all of them. So, you know, they have them on their payroll to get information off your page.
Correct. So, like 12 might be investigating something, and a witness might say, yeah, he go by 9 Mills. They might not have no record or picture of me. I
Right.
don't know who the hell
Period.
9 Mills
Go
is.
right there.
And until I come out there in an interview, or I'm all over the internet saying I'm 9 Mills and I'm on my block and this is my block and this is what I'm claiming.
And it's all on First 48. First thing they do is go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Be like, what's the street name? That's all you got is a street name. What is it? And they go on there. Oh, look at this. Hey, that's the outfit he had on in the video. I be like, damn, boy, motherfuckers be.
That looks like the gun.
It be the gun. That is the gun. It's the same caliber. Man, it be dumb shit going on.
Well, how much of this falls on the OGs, not just the OGs in the set, but the family members. It's nothing you can really do though, huh?
No, and none of it falls on them because they've disbanded the structure when they locked up all the leaders across the multitude of the gangs. They destroyed all of the structure. So they don't listen to what was or what it, supposed to be.
And I know, like, we're going to cover Duck, but there was a lot of over the internet about the parenting. Same thing with Jojo. And his mom said, like, she didn't really know he was banging. And, she did make a good point that you really don't know what your children are into when they leave your house.
Yeah, she was like, I can't be with them 24 hours. I got other children.
Correct. In the case of my mom, she was working, 5,
Right.
10-hour days, sometimes 6.
Yeah.
I look at myself now, working a schedule like that. How much energy do I have to be snooping around? And
I mean, you're just not around anyway. You know what I mean?
And when you are around, you're tired or trying to get some rest.
Yes. That's what I mean. So 50, 60 hours a week takes a toll.
Well, they said JoJo's dad had gotten out and things were good for a minute.
Yeah.
The money was flowing, but then he had caught another case and went back in. And then they was back on their own.
Yeah.
I know his brother on CNN said, they were just trying to make it big so they could feed their family. You saw in that promo video, his room, it wasn't like where was the money going? He's going viral. Who's getting that money?
I don't even know people were getting paid like that on YouTube at that time, or as that content would be able to
be monetized. Huh?
Yes. So YouTube was getting all the money.
Which we said was founded by the spooks. Well, Google.
Yeah. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the ones that's still around, or in the new ones that's out.
So that fateful day, now you commented on that. I guess him and the guys pulled up on Lil Reese and they was calling him a BI, and they pulled up on Reese's and them block. And JoJo's, filming it on live. Reese, you would be. And Reese was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna smoke you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna drill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. So now JoJo ends up on the handlebars of a bicycle, dropped his location. Apparently, maybe didn't have stick handy. My question before I throw it to you, what happened to the guy that was riding him on the bike? I haven't heard any. Did he take a slug?
I ain't had nobody was shot but JoJo. And I don't know who that was because for the longest time they said that JoJo was riding
the bike like he was by himself until the video came.
Yes. So I don't know who it is or what.
Yeah, so I watched the video and you see the silver Taurus rolling up on them. They looking back. I guess that happens all the time, and it's just that one time where you don't jump off and duck behind something and pull your stick out. You didn't get the whole video.
No.
Yeah. You know anything else?
Nah.
I think they said, so Chief Keef on his Instagram or
Oh, yeah.
whatever, he made some comments and
It
then
was
he wanted,
Twitter.
he said he wanted to be like us, LOL.
So that's
And then
sad.
he said his Twitter got hacked though.
Yeah, whatever.
And they brought Reese in and questioned him, but nothing happened. And of course, Reese ended up getting shot in the neck.
Yeah. What out of all the people we've done thus far, were any of them solved?
Jam Master Jay 20 something years later.
Just recently. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a chance that this case may be solved at some point.
Yeah, because his mom said she thought that Chief Keef ordered a hit.
Oh yeah, she fingered Chief Keef on national TV, and they asked her if she feared for her life, and she said, "Yeah, but she wants justice for little Jojo." His brother said that those involved are no longer in this dimension.
Yeah, I did see that too. It was a year later.
Yeah. 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 And a lot of murder, death, kill took place after JoJo was murdered. Whether it's retaliatory or people talking about they're smoking on this and smoking on that.
Yeah, they back and forth anyway. It's crazy. It's a lot of blood between people. And they're beefing.
How could you fix this? If you were some sort of misgender and you're the mayor of the city of Chicago, what steps would you take?
Got to figure out a way to bring the leadership or so-called leadership together, and people that can influence and have some sort of peace discussion. There's, it's happened before where OGs come in and it stops for a while or what have you. It calms down. But we need boots on the ground. We need people from both organizations to quell their organization.
To police their organization.
Yes.
So it's the equivalent to me running around the yard and being disrespectful or making a song. At some point the brothers would have said, "Man, look, man, you bringing a lot of heat on us."
Yeah.
And to your point earlier about the void of OGs being present, I find it hard to believe that you could be 17, 16 in a set. I really don't care how much work you're putting in.
Yeah.
And you could drop a song like that without any violations or repercussions.
Yeah, that's around the time when they had all of the leadership, especially the BD. I mean, not BDs, GDs.
Yeah. I just don't see exactly. But okay, but we were talking solutions. Sharuka said a lot of kids were killed. There's no more leadership after they locked up all the board members. Yeah, ran them all in on trumped up RICO charges or what have you. There's leadership when you get to the joint.
Yeah, but it's a whole lot different being behind the walls than outside of them.
Correct. Yeah, so I was thinking along your lines with the solutions. I think I would involve the parents, the leadership of both factions, and have a sit down. You'd have to establish. So, like the mob, and when I say the mob, I mean the Italians. They made a rule a long time ago, so you couldn't just make a hit without approval of the family. You couldn't just go out and whack somebody.
They kept their leadership in place though. You couldn't. You wait. Hold on. You couldn't. Yeah, no maid man. You couldn't just go whack a maid man. Period. Nobody under any kind of circumstances without it being sanctioned.
Correct. But even
Right.
if I'm in this family, I couldn't just go out and whack somebody. If it's self-defense, that's different.
They
You
didn't care
had
about people that weren't in no families though. They didn't care about unmade people. They didn't care about that.
but so one fact, the BDs in this scenario would be made people. They're not OGs, but they're made people. They're families of these made people. So what I'm saying is if I was on the other side of Al Capone's team, I could not just go whack people on Al Capone's family on his team without this being sanctioned by the mob. And I think that's where we've lost our way. Anybody can kill anybody for any reason.
It's no leadership at all. That's the whole thing. So there are no laws. The rules don't apply. It was all founded on and promoted about. None of that applies anymore. To your point.
And I was just seeing articles about the FBI is talking about the cartels, Sinaloa cartel, and its effect on the USA. We've been talking about like, man, I remember asking like, where are they getting all this money? You know what I mean? Where's all this money and all these guns coming from? Our streets, the who replaced our OGs are these cartels. And I don't think they can care less about what's going on in the black community and black people killing each other as long as they're hitting their bottom line.
Well, it was always you had to get product from where you can get it from. So I wouldn't say they replace the OGs. They just flood the product. There's still no leadership. They're not trying to leadership. To your point, they're not trying to be leadership or anything. So they didn't replace the OGs. They just flooding it in. And it ain't no structure. They don't care about the structure. They just
Yeah, because they never cared about our community. Same things with the Italians. Shit on the black community. Yeah, you can get a group of youth and give them X number of kilos, X pounds of weed and a bunch of cash and a bunch of guns. And now all of a sudden their set is coming up.
and if they don't get no bring it back or get no return, you could murk them and nobody cares.
Correct. Was Jojo on a label?
No. That was his first song. He had some songs.
Right.
He was going up. He was going to. I mean, just like Chief Keef, he had some. He had the songs before that too.
Like
he
Duck
had
got signed.
right. He had a you know what I mean, a little following, and then don't like, and then somebody Kanye remixed it, and then bam, next thing you know, he was signed. When you go viral like that or what have you, nobody was going to be doing a remix of the BDK though.
There's a bunch of people in the video. I like to do find out where are those guys now. All those cats in the video, because man,
it's probably not a good look. Tell you that,
man.
There probably not many of them.
Man. That was ballsy to even make the video, bro.
Told you they didn't make it to go viral. They was sending shots, literally.
Well, I asked about the labels because, I tend to believe they got a lot to do with a lot of this drilling. Sharuka said they're all dead. Those guys from that video.
Yeah, that's yeah. I know it ain't a good look. Probably.
Wow.
I would think so, bro. Like,
bro, I hear you. I was like, man, Chicago ain't changed that much.
And they all would talk about the dead. You know what I mean?
Video themselves urinating on.
Yeah, laughing
dead.
at it and talking all that.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't see Jojo doing any of that though. He was early. I think he was a little bit before they started taking it there. Because he was one of the ones that got disrespected
he was a troll. He was a troll.
You mean kind of like what's the Hispanic dude name? Snitched on the Bloods, allegedly.
Yeah, Tekashi.
Yeah.
Like he trolled Lil Reese and Sosa, and he trolled them. Dirk, he was a troll.
Where's that guy in your faction that says, "Man, cool all that shit out"?
When you're the one, you know what I mean, that's doing all the putting in the work and doing a bunch of stuff, who gonna tell you that? Y'all all the same age. It ain't no leadership.
Yeah.
That's the only way somebody that young like that is OG and a legend. As if the crew of people are in the same age group, 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm. And the OGs who was right above them probably in jail off the street.
They gone, yeah. And they ain't there. Period. They locked up. Ain't no OGs.
Sharuka said they were kids and they don't listen.
And when OGs come back, they get
You
killed.
can't tell them nothing.
They get killed a lot of times. They come back trying to put some structure and put it back in order. No, don't work out like that. At least history is been, recently written.
Yeah, this is mind-boggling. It's truly mind-boggling. You remember academics, he wasn't helping. The war in Chirac.
Yeah, I don't, fuck that dude.
Yeah, he wasn't helping at all, bro.
He's
I don't think he ever goes to Chicago.
He's aiding in it.
Yes.
He's not B1, so, and he acts
Come on,
like
self-love. You know how that shit went on the block? Come on, bro. You couldn't be all in the middle of some shit.
Well,
You'd be the first one to get got.
Yeah, immigrant, so that's how he don't identify with us. He identify with Jamaican culture.
Yeah, he put targets on a lot of their backs, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was an agent.
I don't know. I don't really fuck with dude.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
You correct. I don't mess with him at all.
Anything that we haven't covered about Jojo that you wanted to mention?
That he still grew up with his brother and they had different mothers. That was a little different. That don't always happen. A lot of times that don't happen at all.
Never happens.
Yeah. That was I was like, man.
The father wanted to keep them together.
Yeah.
And they honored that.
Yeah.
And they said when his father did get out, he was checking them on all that wonton banging and nonsense in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a brother, Lenny B interview, brother who got shot in the neck. And Lenny B asked him, you know, would you want your son to go down that path? He's like, hell no.
All right. He's got some sense.
You know? And you know what I mean? And that's why I brought up Jojo's uncle. Because, you know, we got kids and nephews and stuff. And man, I could imagine if my nephew dropped that song and it's like, I hadn't heard it, you know, or if I heard it before he got murked, like, bro, you got to move, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wasn't going to move. He did what he did, and his life was what it was.
Yeah.
Peace to the dead.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jojo, and condolences to your mom and your brother and your family and everything like that. Hopefully, you know, justice could be served. But we talk about all the time, it's a pendulum in Chicago, man. It's a pendulum, and it just goes back and forth and back and forth. You got somebody telling you, you know, don't retaliate, and somebody murked your brother. You know what I'm saying? They can talk till they blue in the face. You know what I mean? And you might say all the right things, you know, but just back and forth and back and forth.
And they don't even be knowing what they've been fighting about or what they beefing about.
No.
And it's just murder after murder.
And then you mentioned when we do get peace on the street, you know, a lot of times 12 get out there and start shaking stuff up again. Because, you know, they can't have jobs if it was a bunch of peace on the streets. You know, a lot of them making money off of the nefarious business.
Yeah, overtime and such.
Yeah, overtime. Some of them got trap house. You know, some of them, you know, take something from one person, put on another one. Like, it's a whole,
all the time.
Yeah, it's a whole lot going on, man. It's a whole lot going on, but that's pretty much all I had. You had something else?
No, I don't. It's a shame. Someone gone too soon who could have turned around and did something special or great.
Yeah. Sharuka said when we were young, you would send a wild one out of town with family. Right. Right. But I don't think they knew.
It don't seem like it.
Because remember how quick
She
it was
said,
less than a year.
What? Yeah. But I'm talking about his mom was talking about she didn't know he was involved in gang activities. And he about that life. That's different. Or was she not being transparent?
You know, I believe her. But you know,
what I saw, I you know,
they did ask his brother. His brother said he ain't.
Yeah,
but you know, I'm on CNN. Yeah, I'm on CNN.
I didn't believe him.
I mean, he's on CNN. If he is, he'd be a fool.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I just didn't believe what he said because
right.
And I was looking at the difference between the two. Yeah, he'd be dumb too.
Yeah, well, they all go on Vlad and tell
well,
the gang they're in.
Yeah.
Small ups to Vlad TV.
No ups. Fuck you, Vlad. Fuck you, Vlad.
That's how he feels. That's how he feels.
Yep. That's how I feel.
All right, so our next show will be on the 19th. That's next Sunday. That's going to be at noon LA time, 2 p.m. Chicago time. Yeah, so if we have a guest, we'll let you know. We'll get our promo video going. I'm pretty sure we will have one. I just got to do my due diligence. If we don't have a guest, we're going to go ahead and unpack the Tyree Nichols case. We're going to unpack that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sharika said, no village anymore. Our neighbors treated everyone like family. They would kick your ass and tell on you.
And then you get your ass kicked again.
You really got your ass kicked by your family for the embarrassment out there.
For the embarrassment. Ray's, you better than that, boy. Yeah. Mouthpiece Included has been canceled this week due to the Super Bowl, and the co-host is traveling. As I said, both co-hosts are 9-1, and we both picked KC to win the game tonight. So you might be able to make you some bread, if you trust our expert opinion and analysis. All right. So enough of my yappity yap. That brings me to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's going to be Wordsmith's final words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there.
$187 bars. A lot of rappers dead or behind bars. Record industry is the cause. These labels. Pause. Cause they be on that BS. 360 deals, life insurance policies is how they invest. They want a higher percentage than you get on every dollar. You really ain't gotta be a scholar. Lil Jojo, he didn't make it to the big time. Dropping your location can get you killed. Don't do it. Don't care how angry you feel. If you're that angry and you make someone that angry, they gonna come and kill.
Drill.
All day and all night. Don't do it. Look within, find the path, and then pursue it.
Flesh.
And leave the past alone. But you better atone.
At one.
Because it can bite you in the rear end. In the end. But what we need to succeed is to feed the best of our intentions. If you're an artist, put all your energy into your inventions. It's really about your intention.
Facts, no apprehension.
And this series is about people gone too soon, talented individuals. We hope it stops. but it seems to resume. Words.
Stay out of them catacombs. Well done, my brother. Well done. Well done. And see, we left you cats plenty of time to get yourselves out there if you're going to the Super Bowl party. You know what I mean? Govern yourself accordingly. Have fun. Enjoy life. But you definitely want to be safe out there.
Facts upon facts upon facts.
Facts. We're going to close it out with a duck. People. You got it within you. That's why you're blessed enough to be where you at. And that's the whole point. Heal thy people. Hey, free the old man. Free Larry Hoover, man. Free Hoover.
Free Chief Malik Jaffour.
Free all the guys, man.
Yeah, prison is slavery.
The 13th Amendment, if you don't believe them. And when you're out here, keep your eyes on Yahushua. Be like St. Pedro. And you too will walk on H2O.
Yeah, man. Move mountains.
Move a mountain?
Yes, sir.
How are people supposed to do that?
Hey, the books say all we need is the faith of a mustard seed. But we got way more than that. And just get out the way.
A mustard seed, G?
Yes, sir.
Y'all click that link. House stop. House stop. Do some glamping. Look at the stars without all the light pollution.
It's going down. It's going to be epic.
Like-minded people. House stop.